Hi, I'm Jacob.
Hi, I'm Sam.
And I'm Taylor.
And we went to South Africa this summer for a month-long trip. There were a group of 12 of us who helped a woman named Inka work on her orphanage, and we also volunteered at a camp called Dare to Dream Camp.
When we showed up at the camp, there was kids about 7 to 14 years of age, and they'd get off the buses, and at first it looked like they were having a lot of fun and just being kids, but the more we got to know them, we learned a lot about problems they had. I learned about a girl who had HIV that had her brother pass away from that, and just the burden that she was carrying on her heart from that, and another girl who told me at the beginning of the camp that she had an anger problem. When we asked the kids one time, because this is a Christian camp, we asked them, how many of you had heard of Jesus before? Raise your hands. And only a couple kids had ever even heard of Jesus, and that just really broke my heart to see just such hopelessness.
So the main purpose of this camp is to teach them about Jesus, and it was also for them to just be a kid, because most of them have all of these stresses at home. At this camp they got to do so many activities and just play with each other, and they got to ride horses and ride bikes, and most of them had never ridden a bike before or ever seen a horse in their life. So that was really great to see them just playing and being a kid. One day one of my campers came up to me and she had tears in her eyes, and she told me that she couldn't afford any school supplies. Her mom couldn't even get her a backpack or notebooks or pens or pencils or anything for school, and it just broke my heart that she can't get an education because she can't afford school supplies. And so that's really been on my heart to provide school supplies for these kids.
Now, the last night that we were at the camp, we had a final testimony from one of our leaders. His name was Bongani. He's from South Africa. And he spoke on Jeremiah 29:11, which states, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." The reason that we talked about this is because there's a lot of hopelessness in South Africa. In South Africa, there's a lot of kids that don't have parents because of the cultural implications when it comes to women and having birth. And it's a long story, but it leads to kids either only have a mother or don't even have parents at all and have to either live on the streets or have to live with their aunts, uncles, or grandparents.
So when we went to Africa, we helped Inka with her orphanage, and when we got there, she had just gotten the property. So we did a lot of renovating one of the buildings that was already on the property. So we did a lot of work with that, and one of her main visions for this orphanage is to just build up children and provide them with a great education that most of them wouldn't get otherwise.
So we've talked about these three different topics. The reason that we're bringing this to your attention is because they all need support. Dave's Dare to Dream Camp runs only on volunteers and donations from the community. Inka's orphanage will only run if she gets donations from the community around her to start building up the orphanage. And the kids won't get school supplies unless people donate them. So if any of those touch your heart, there'll be a link at the bottom of the video. You can go to the website and donate to any of the causes of your choosing. Thanks for listening.